Good morning, soul sisters. Welcome to my channel. I am Angel and this is Notes on a Lazy Sunday, where I share my life, learning, lessons and opinions for the benefit and expansion of the sisterhood, a space for Black and deeply melanated women to commune and connect. So grab your coffee or tea, but don't spill it, settle down, snuggle up and lean in. Welcome again to Notes on a Lazy Sunday, where I explore topics that empower and inspire mature Black women on their journey of personal development and self-discovery. As I said, I'm your host, Angel, and in today's episode, I decided to look at a celebration of cultural identity and empowerment. However, the celebration kind of shifted somewhat at times. So you can hear for yourself as I progress through today's episode. But I will hope to dive into the significance of embracing our rich Black heritage and traditions and how they play a pivotal role in our personal development. Now, as we navigate the tapestry of our lives, our cultural identity not only serves as a challenge when we encounter the world as it is, fashioned outside of our existence, but it also acts as a compass, guiding us through challenges and triumphs. For Black women, this journey is and can be especially nuanced. And though many of us feel it is time our journey became one referenced more by our humanity, our capacity for love, our ambitions, our faith and subtlety, for the most part, however, our journey has been and is one which history defines as one of resilience and a legacy of strength. And also, unfortunately, one of persecution and ostracism and all the rest. I don't need to go into it. The roots of cultural identity. How does understanding our history contribute to personal empowerment, particularly for Black women? Well, our history is a tapestry woven with threads of strength, resilience, and innovation. Understanding where we come from allows us to stand tall in our identity. Knowing where we come from and the legacy we have inherited from those who came before us serves to anchor us in the present and provides a ballast in those moments of pressure or when we face, as we inevitably will, and must as a Black woman, the pressures and the, I don't know what you'd call them, the challenges, shall we say, of wider society. For we Black women, this means learning from and recognising the powerful legacy of those Black women who defied odds, who challenged the stereotypes, who spoke up in the face of danger. Those women who were the first of their kind, who broke down barriers and paved the way for the generations that followed. The legacy of these women is undeniable, and at times I feel ashamed that we've been somewhat remiss in the teaching of those that follow us about such women. You see, the lack of proper instruction about who and what we are means that those who follow us are more susceptible to being caught up in the nonsense that the wider whitey society preoccupies itself with. Our struggle is still present today. What do our young people want to be bothering themselves with the European worldview when we still haven't secured our proper place and position in this environment? However, if we fail, and I personally believe to a great extent that we have, to fill them up with who and what they are, where they came from and what that means as they were being formed, then it's easy for them to abandon these allegiances in favour of thinking, as I did when I was young, that the world is fair and equal and that they will simply be accepted for their contribution to it. Historically, we all know the example of Harriet Tubman that embodies this strength, but how many of us are consciously instructing our little girls in her story? A woman born into slavery who not only escaped to freedom, but went on to become a conductor on the Underground Railroad, guiding countless others to liberty. Her story is a testament to the indomitable spirit of Black women, a spirit that continues to empower us today. However, without the proper instruction, today's youth will, and I have no doubt, grow to think the Underground Railroad was actually a train that ran underground as depicted in the nonsensical TV series of a few years ago. I mean, what foolishness. Who the hell was able to dig an underground tunnel and lay track for a train to travel along without being detected? But this is how history becomes distorted and rewritten. And if we don't take responsibility and instill our stories, our myths, our legends into our young people, then who will? And before we know it, we'll be erased from the cultural conversation. We'll be erased from history. Okay, rant over. Nevertheless, there is no denying the contribution to our learning and legacy of women such as Harriet, women like Katherine Johnson and Mary Jackson and Dorothy Vaughan, Mary Prince in the UK, Ida B. Wells and Shirley Chisholm, Mae Jemison. I mean, even our more recent history. Who is aware of Tarana Burke, who is the real founder of the Me Too movement, which was hijacked yet again by YT Society? Traditions. As members of a society who don't create the rules we are forced who don't create the rules we are forced to live by, it is vital that we keep alive our traditions. You see, they are like the roots of a tree, providing stability and nourishment. Our traditions are a source of pride and resilience. They connect us to our roots and provide a foundation for self-discovery. I mean, whether it's through storytelling, music, or rituals passed down through generations, embracing our traditions allow us to celebrate our uniqueness and draw strength from the wisdom of our ancestors. Examples of traditions that have a profound impact on personal development include the tradition of communal support, often seen in gatherings like quilting bees in the US or church services, and in sister circles and in the coming together that used to take place in those life stage celebrations such as christenings. But the increasingly secular nature of society in the West has led to many of these social events dying out, and so too the demonstration of support and the learning and conversation gleaned via little eavesdropping that the children would witness and overhear. These spaces not only fostered community, but also provided a support system for personal growth. The collective strength of these traditions empowers Black women to face life's challenges with resilience and also serve as a space to decompress when the pressures of life get too much. A space for support from people who understand exactly the situation and pressures you're experiencing. Cultural identity. You see, our cultural identity is not static. It evolves with each generation. In my personal view, there's been a degeneration in this area. And so how are Black women today expressing their cultural identity in today's world, and what's the impact? Self-expression is key to empowerment. Embracing our cultural identity means embracing our authentic selves. I mean, this can manifest through various avenues, from fashion and language to art and activism. I mean, for instance, the natural hair movement is a powerful expression of reclaiming our identity and challenging societal norms. A Black woman who embodies this idea of self-expression and cultural pride might be someone like Ava DuVernay, the trailblazing filmmaker who uses her platform to tell stories that amplify the Black experience. And through her work, she not only expresses her cultural identity, but also empowers others to do the same. But to find our authentic selves, we need to look at where we've been, where we hope to go, and do the work of sifting through, letting go what does not serve us as a collective and not just as the individual. Well, that's my view anyway. I mean, how does this expression serve the collective? Does it add to it or detract from it? Does it serve it or does it denigrate it? And as a consequence, the individual who's doing the expressing, does it serve or denigrate them? These questions must be top of mind when we think about putting ourselves out into the world and expressing who we are as Black women. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm actually not, but in my view, the expressions of some in today's society, the likes of the Megan Thee Stallions and the Ice Spices, whose lyrics I really had to look up, showing my age, I know, maybe embracing their authentic selves as they see it, but what legacy are they leaving and how are they defining themselves? How is their authentic, well, if that's what it is and not a manufactured expression of self, how is this expression perpetuating or is it degrading the depiction of the black woman in a society that already revels in seeing the black woman depicted in this way? How is this empowering? Or rather, are they dehumanizing and diminishing, reducing the black woman once again to an objectified, sexualized, voracious other, devoid of dignity, grace, power, or humanity? How will they and their expressions stand up to the scrutiny of history? And what then is the effect on those young women who look to these women as models of what it means to be a black woman? It's our job as mothers, aunts, grandmothers, sisters to do our utmost to provide an alternative template. I mean, surely that's our responsibility. I think before I kind of get a little, what shall we say, passionate, I'll leave it there for today. Plenty of food for thought. You've got some impression of what my view is, because if I go on, I may end up offending somebody. But of course, times change. Yes, I do accept that. I mean, if there's one thing in life that we need to accept is that it's inevitable, is change. And yes, in every era, there have been expressions of self that others have deemed degrading, usually the older generation, or vulgar, in terms of representations of who we are as black women. Sorry, can't get my words out today. But my personal view is this. Whitey society will most often do that consistently and continuously. And if I'm to exist in this world as a black woman, then I feel it's my duty to do so as a representative of the best of who we are and can be, as authentically as I can. I'm not prepared to help them destroy our cultural heritage and expressions of who we are even further or more swiftly. And I guess each one of us has that decision to make. I guess Meghan and I have decided that the riches, the notoriety and the attention are worth it. I mean, we'll see. Time will tell, because society has a way of labelling you and can be very unforgiving. So as I wrap today's episode, I know I've only touched the surface of the conversation on the profound connection between cultural identity and the empowerment of black women. But suffice to say that my view is if we embrace our heritage, understand our history, and express our authentic selves in ways that are respectful, honourable, graceful, these are the pathways to our personal development and to the celebration of the richness within us. Remember, your cultural identity is a source of strength and empowerment, so celebrate it, embrace it, let it guide you on your journey of personal development and not down a path of degradation and mental confusion. So if you enjoyed what you just heard, you know how this works. Please give the video a like or a share. And if you know of any woman who might like to hear content like this, pass it on to her, because it may just be the thing she needs to hear on a day like today. It also helps to grow the channel and enables me to create more powerful and meaningful content for you. So I'm going to leave it there for this episode. I hope it was thought-provoking, comforting and uplifting. My aim, as always, is to create a space for connection and comfort and thought for the Black female collective and whoever resonates with the message. So for now, I wish you love, light and prosperity as you journey to your greatest you. Bye.